What's going on today, everybody? We're back in the fish room, and remember when I said we're downsizing a little bit, but like not downsizing? So these 3 tanks, I'm going to empty and get rid of the stand because we got a spot for them, obviously, on our 40-gallon breeder stack. Fish stand, you know. But yeah, that's the plan. All we need to do is get these guys drained down. We'll probably drain it down to where 1 inch, about 2 inches. Try not to soak up any babies because they keep breeding like crazy. There's a whole nother set of new babies in there. Shell dwellers, of course. And same thing with the guppies and same thing with the Mickey Mouse platies. So we're gonna go ahead. As we're draining this stuff, we might as well clean up the tanks a little bit. So this giant mass of hair algae, we're gonna get that cleaned out. And yeah, should be pretty simple. We'll start draining these babies down. All right, currently it is the next day because we got a little frisky last night, so we didn't get it all done. But we did get the tanks moved at least, and we were slowly topping all the tanks off, as you could see. But like I said, we were getting a little crazy last night, and we kept forgetting that we were filling the tanks up, so we were spilling water all over. So I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna not do that right now, and I'll do it all tomorrow. So I'll show you what we're looking like right now and what we need to do before the tanks are completely done. So let's show you. All right, so if we start here, these guys here, that one's topped off, obviously not topped off. Those are all filled up and ready to go. Topped off, not topped off. So we need to top off those tanks, and we've been stealing the water from the 1,000-gallon pond, and then we'll just fill just one tank up, AKA the 1,000-gallon pond. We'll just fill that up with our well water because that's gonna stay a lot warmer than these 40-gallon breeders in here staying a lot warmer. So what we need to do is top everything off. We need to hook up lights at the bottom. I don't have these exact lights that I've been using, but I do have a couple spare lights that I have used before that have the same hookup to that. So then we can run it in a series and get those all lit up. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with my other lights that are like kind of pricey. I don't know if I'll bring them to the fish swap, try selling them for cheap, or just keep them around to see if I get more tanks. So yeah. That's what we got going on. Let's start, as I'm topping tanks off, we'll kind of get those lights situated how I want them. And yeah, let's see how long this takes. All right, so first things first, let's get our hose system going on that we had. Unplug our dehumidifier because we get a little leak this all situated here. Now, let's just start with our angelfish tank. We'll get that guy pumping. Should be flowing pretty good now. That's a little better. Now, while we're doing all this, we need to pay attention to this. You gotta pay attention. Okay, now with these, I'm going to get my lights hooked up first so I can see what I'm doing when it comes to the sponge filters. Because back there, I already accounted for there being tanks down here. So we already have the line ran. We're just gonna pop the lines off of the sponge filters we got in there and then reattach those. But first, we need to get the lights hooked up so I can see what I'm doing. All right, let's see if we have enough connections for this guy. So I had these lights all ran in a series with these pigtails. Hopefully, I got enough to get them all going. Now, I don't know how, what I should technically do is start here, attach there, and then swing around here. Yep. Actually, we can just attach right here. This one's not plugged into nothing. And again, while we're doing this, making sure we're not overflowing any more tanks. And this is exactly why I do this stuff in the garage. So it's not that big of a deal if stuff gets wet. Are these the same length? Actually a little shorter. And there's one. These lights aren't as good, but that's all right because I am going to order the lights that I want. I will get them ordered because these aren't as bright. Not as bright. Not at all. So we'll end up getting those ordered, but for now, this is gonna do. Our tank is about full. Like I said, we gotta pay attention. Yep, like I said, definitely not as bright as we are used to. But you gotta do what you gotta do. This is gonna work in a pinch. We're all right. It's gonna work in a pinch. Nice. Like I said, definitely nowhere near as bright as the other ones, but it'll be all right. All right. Angelfish tank is good. Now just the axolotl tank and the guppy tank we gotta top off. It's easy enough. All right, so me working down here, all I have to do is, you see that sponge filter? We gotta unplug our original airline, unplug that, and you can actually see the airline dangling back there. That airline has to get hooked up to here, and we have to do that to all three in each one. Plus, remember that I have this filling up, or else it's probably gonna spill all over me. So, let's try not to let that happen. Take the sponge filter out, it'll be a little easier for us. Paying attention to the tank above us. New airline. There's a whole bunch of snails on this filter. Might as well feed them to Denise. Might as well. Here you go, girl. There you are. All right, back to this. Got her all hooked up. Let's get this back where we had it. Perfect. Now, let's turn the air onto it. See if I got it hooked up correctly. Pretty sure it's this one. Oh yeah, that's way too much. What's that look like? Still just a little too much. Just need to come down a skosh. Better. All right, well, that's one tank down. Aerated, it's got the light. We'll just move the light a little bit more. Babies are all doing good in there. We'll probably fix that escaping a little bit, but yeah, on to the next one. Wow, remembering, we're filling this guy up. Now, this is the one I overflowed. So literally this lid is just floating here. So I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a rag in one end, okay? And kind of try and siphon some of this water out. Put a rag in one end. Now it's gonna make its way down and end up dripping out of here. Or we just full send and let it spill all over. That's about where I am, so let's just try not to get too crazy here. Yep, spilling some water. That's why we do it in the garage, right? Where? There you are. Ooh, can't reach. Oh yeah, we're spilling water now, baby. We are spilling water now. Now we're really gonna spill it. That's why we got a dehumidifier in here. It's just gonna suck all that water back up. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. All right, all we gotta do is turn the air onto this guy. All right, so we made an absolute mess, but it's working. It's working. And it's working. So I would say that's a pretty successful move, as well as this tank is about to be filled up as well. So I'll tell you kind of what I'm thinking for this new corner now. So now this corner is not being occupied. We'll finish painting all that up. But this corner's not occupied. So what I'm thinking is all of this is gonna get slid over at some point, as well as this tank is gonna get put right next to that. So we'll have a decent amount of room right here. Now, I know I said I was downsizing, but if we find something immaculate, or if we wanna build something, a big tank or something, she's going right there, which I'm pretty excited about. We just don't know how it's gonna look. I'll probably try and do that next weekend when all the boys are here, because we're gonna need a lot more than just 2 guys. So, yeah, let's go check on the pond outside. Before we go to the pond outside, I haven't showed you guys the stock tank since everything kind of happened, but yes, there's a net in there. Ivy threw it in there. Got a couple filters just kind of marinating. But yeah, everybody's doing good. A lot less goldfish other than the Mondos. Tiger shovelnose is always hiding here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see him. You see him right there hiding? So he hides underneath that, and then our sturgeon, she just runs this whole tank. Where is she? There she is. I must have just been missing her. What up, girl? Come back over here. We can't see her through the glass either. There she is. What up, girl? How you doing? Yeah, everybody's doing good in here. She's loving it. Because it's like a perfectly sandy bottom, she can just use her little sucker mouth to literally suck up all the food that gets stuck to the bottom. While in the pond, we had a whole bunch of them pea pebbles where like she couldn't like get in there as good and like filter it like she would the sand. So, a lot less frog bit in here, but yeah, still a whole bunch of fish in here. What up, buddy? See, none of those were there when I was trying to catch them out for the fish swap. They were all hiding. Now look at them. Of course, right? enough of that. Let's go check out our pond. So yeah, here's what our pond looks like. The leaves are falling into the pond, but what can you do, you know? Goldfish are loving it. It's hard to see with the sun, you know? This looks like black water. But yeah, still crystal clear, but the leaves are overtaking, so at some point, I am going to be shutting the pond down. Not a big deal. Shutting it down as in draining it all the way down. It's because it's going to get filled back up with snow, and then that'll all melt. So what we'll do is we'll drain it all down. We'll take the pump and the filter, throw that inside. Possibly get it running on the 300-gallon stock tank or the 1,000-gallon pond, just to keep all the beneficial bacteria in the filter good. You might as well keep the pond or the pump running, because sometimes if you don't run those pumps or keep them in water, they usually, it's really windy. You usually like the seals and stuff in them will start cracking, and then you just have a bad pump and all that good stuff, and I don't really want to deal with that again. So we're going to try and keep everything running as it is on the 1,000-gallon or the 300-gallon stock tank inside. But let's head back into the fish room, just kind of end it in there. So yeah, that's kind of the update on the fish room. We moved those tanks over, looking good now. The only thing we really need to do in here is top off that 1,000-gallon pond. But we're getting really good flow in there now because the water's lower and our outlet is able to really push that water. I mean, we're getting some real good circulation now. So I might leave it how it is and let that thing circulate real nice like, but we'll see how I feel. Maybe we'll just wait a little bit and see what it does. If the filter can't really keep up, we will add more water. But yeah, that's the update on the fish room. The entire 40-gallon breeder rack is completely filled now, and now we just gotta move some giant 125s around. So yeah, that'll be a fun video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. We're gonna have ourselves a nice farm video come Thursday. So be there, be square. But hey, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.